Hey, what's up, movie freaks? My name is Dan. Welcome back to Hero Lair. We are your Meathead Crew. With me, Josh, Sean, Mario. Today we're reacting to the second trailer for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2, The Sword of Destiny. This is too long of a title for it.
Yeah.
It's okay. Some of us are fans.
Yes.
Here's an interesting
Others not so much.
Here's an interesting Josh Mutter fact. Anything with a wire team, absolutely.
It's out.
I like The Matrix.
Yeah. Did you like the Matrix? The sequels?
Well, you know, you didn't like part 3 either.
Okay,
So
let's continue this.
Open mind, everybody. So this is going straight to Netflix. All right, here we go.
Netflix region.
It is said the swordsman will be remembered for 20 years beyond his past.
I remember someone who ran on water too.
To spray. But I believe it to be a curse.
The Green Destiny was lost years ago.
Not lost, hidden.
Was that Jason Scott Lee?
It's just part of as they say.
In the
I think it was.
Teach me.
Again. Listen with your mind.
Grasshopper.
So, Hades died once.
Yeah, it's Jason Scott Lee.
Not once. You'll have. This house will swim with blood.
What will happen to him?
She and that boy. They are connected somehow.
My army marches tonight.
Once he has the sword, that will be the end for all of us.
Come with me.
Boy's got the sword.
Is that Ip Man?
Yeah, that's it, man. Oh, yeah.
I see darkness in her eyes.
Such fear in one so young.
And now commentary by Josh Martin.
I know.
The floor is yours,
Yeah.
sir.
Like, I don't care what kind of kung fu you learn. I don't care where you train, what dojo you had.
Yeah.
The human ability of flight is not procured by kung fu. It never will be, never has. When you start, just because you're spinning quickly doesn't act as a propeller to make you levitate from the ground and fly over to whichever target you'd like. Water has a surface tension of a certain amount that an insect can move on, not a human being. I didn't see that here, but I expect it. Human beings can't fly. Unless they have superpowers, I don't care what kind of destiny is green, red, blue, or whatever kind of sword they're holding, it does not allow you to fly.
There is no such thing as a luck dragon, so never ending story. Forget about it.
Listen,
No flying luck dragons.
See, you know what it is? These people would not be impressed by a somersault, so he's pissed. That's what it is. Like, your somersault means nothing to us.
look,
Look at me. I can walk on water.
I would believe in a luck dragon more than I would this. At least there are rules to every fiction. There are rules to every fiction. You set the rules by creating the fiction. If you say this is happening in 16th century China and there's no magic or anything involved, then I'm not expecting to see a luck dragon. But if you say this is called Neverland or Fantasia, sorry, if this is Fantasia and in this world of Fantasia, which is a different dimension, has different rules, magic, whatever creatures, I will believe that. That's fine. That is grounded by the fiction. But when you say this is China and that's it, then I don't expect flying humans.
In Fantasia.
Done.
I thought there was some cool ass kicks in this movie. They were kicking like crazy.
I have to say they were holding back on it a lot. At least,
Yeah.
like
They did.
pretty, 3/4 of the way through, there wasn't. I mean, obviously, a lot of that, doing flips off of that carriage and stuff.
Yeah.
They're doing that on wires, right?
Yeah,
but
of course.
it wasn't the.
It wasn't from like the first one.
The flying.
Well, no, there was that.
But that was at the end. Though.
Yeah,
That came
yeah.
after, so it was. But at 3/4 of the way through, I was like, wow, they seem to really be holding back on the.
Yeah,
traditional-
so I was thinking, I was like, maybe I have
Firework.
good things to say, and then
Yeah.
then they started letting the cat out of the bag. So to
I mean,
speak.
you know what? I don't see these, and again, I'm looping all these in as like the Chinese mythology of a lot of these tales, and I just from consuming so much of the same kind of style. For me, as a movie fan of these, that sets the framework of the fiction.
Yes.
Because I don't approach this the way I approach, a movie like Gladiator or Ben-Hur or, other period pieces like that. Or what was the most recent period piece? Well, fuck Exodus.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well,
what's all these white dudes and right? We have every chance we have to hate on Exodus. I'm gonna do it.
Yes, please.
But when I go into a movie like, especially of the franchise of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and a lot of these, in my head, I already understand this is the type of action that they put together. So for me, it fits the framework of the fiction just because I've consumed so much of it.
Exactly.
I'm not
I feel
surprised.
like this is. I treat Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and all these other films.
Hero.
Yeah, like
House of Flying Daggers.
a musical. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they'll be talking and they'll be talking normally, and then they'll break out into song.
Right.
And I don't. Do I feel that people are going to be breaking out into song and doing choreography in real life? No, but I know in this type of genre, it's like a dance, and I treat it just like it's a ballet or something beautiful,
And stuff like Enter the Dragon and other like Bruce Lee kind of movies, those are totally separate.
It's a
Separate
different
kind of
genre
universe now,
completely.
thing, yeah.
This genre here it's a time away from time. It's kind of like a lost era. It's like the same time of like how we watch Conan films and all that. Like there was obviously creatures and mythology there that was lost.
Exactly.
And it's not something that we expected in this, and it's also part of the cinematography. Ang Lee's created this type of genre, or not? He didn't create it. He did very well, and he was one of the breakout stars with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Because that was a big mainstream.
That was one of the big
hit,
mainstream
at least where
hits.
we are. Right?
And it's just it completely changed a lot of the cinematography of this type of genre, because now you've got these vast sweeping, picturesque scenes of China that we haven't seen before in film. You have these they're
and people
they're
flying
running,
around in that stuff.
Yeah, but it's still within
of
that
Heroes.
fiction. It's a very
Okay, I understand, but
it's-
look at Conan. You mentioned Conan,
Yeah.
right? So Conan again, there's a lot of mythological stuff. There's sorcery in that, right?
Yeah.
But that explains some of the surreal phenomenon that occur in that lore, in that field, right? Because they say this guy's a sorcerer, this is magic, whatever. There is no explanation for it. They're supposed to. In here, it seems. As though they are just warriors
No, but
lords
see,
or whatever
this
else.
This is where I disagree with you completely, because the whole thing is they're dealing with a kung fu or some type of training that is so far superior to what is here now that it did allow him to do that at that time. Whatever, and that's the lore. That's the magic.
And that was
no,
the
I'm
thing.
saying you can laugh at it, but that's the magic and that's the lore. There is no magic today. There is nothing. You're not looking at that any differently than any type of magic or magician from any other era.
It's like, don't even think of it like magic. Like, let's
Yeah.
say it was modern day and it was weapons.
Yeah.
Somebody had a gun, somebody gets a rifle. Somebody gets a rifle, somebody gets a laser pistol.
Yeah.
And then a Death Star and this and that. It's
Yeah.
always trying to get the best weapon. And at that time, because of, feudal lords and kings and whatever that didn't want them to use weapons, it was kung fu. And whoever had the best martial arts school or whoever had the best kung fu would be victorious. And that's why these,
But it was
these
a
kung
magic,
fus,
though. But it was a magic. That's the whole point. Is what I think you're missing from this is that they're trying to make it differentiated from today's kung fu, from everything that happens today. They created this kung fu that was so amazing, that was so vastly superior to what it is today that we cannot recapture
Right.
it.
I understand.
You know what? Yeah, then you wouldn't be freaking bashing it because they're flying around all the time.
I think that like if they're training so hard, then and they're looking to push like what is beyond like humanly possible, I think they should train to turn into dragons.
Watch this.
I think they should practice I think they should do katas enough that eventually they just turn into a dragon and start blowing fire everywhere.
You ready for this? Would you want them to do fireballs?
What's that?
Would you watch the movie if they did fireballs and Kamehamehas and Hadoukens? Would you enjoy it more? Like what do you actually? I mean, all they're doing is kung fu, and they're doing a little gliding here and whatnot.
Exactly.
But if they did fireballs, you would lose your fucking mind.
Yeah, you'd be like,
oh, Dragon Ball Z. Eli, do you know what Dragon Ball Z? This is ridiculous.
Well,
so it's like, what do you want?
I know the
What do you
principles
want?
of kinetic energy, so yes, I want to react to that.
Okay, I'll say this, right? Even though I mentioned before that I expect this type.
Let's go. You know how much, you know how much fighting I have to do for this guy? Is my best. I'm like, that's Josh's.
Yeah, I get it.
That's not me. Okay, go ahead. Continue. I'm sorry. So I'll be over here.
Even though I do expect the wire work and the flying and stuff like that in these types of movies, it's hit or miss for me a lot. Like I like Hero much better than I like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And I haven't watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon for a long time, but I can really count on one hand the movies that it's worked. Then there was that bad period of time, and The Matrix did adapt it pretty well in the first one, right? That plus with bullet time and a lot of other.
Yeah, but it was it was all grounded. That's why it made sense, right? So
I mean, yeah, they didn't do the easily gliding where they're on a
but even if they did,
it didn't matter.
but-
It was in the Matrix.
yeah, that would be fine.
Yeah.
What about when he stopped things outside of the Matrix? He stopped the squids. That was good. Oh, okay.
That was a mistake.
Thought you forgot that.
But I have to say, in this, I don't see anything that I haven't seen before. So there wasn't really a lot here to get me really interested, and I really don't care about this one kid and the other girl. Like, it's on Netflix, so you'll throw it on. There's not a lot here to get me excited, though, and it's not just because of the wire work. It's just I've kind of seen a lot of this. Obviously, you can tell there's a cheaper kind of budget because
the cinematography is not even what
You
it
could
was.
tell it was
But
a
the
little
thing
bit.
about-
Once it's up,
It's just kind of lukewarm for me. I'm like, yeah, I'll check it out. I'll throw it on once it comes on, but
But the thing about Crouching Tiger is not so much the wushu, it's in the flying and whatnot.
It's
it's
not wushu.
I'm sorry. That's why.
There's no name for that.
All right. I'm gonna put my
exactly, because it's
correction.
magic.
But anyway, it's all about the storyline, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's why they didn't put the storyline. They were heavy emphasis on the storyline at the beginning of the trailer to after.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I barely absorbed the story. Did you absorb the story?
Romance. So something about romance. Something about someone in a
It's
cage.
the continuation. Like the sword's the most powerful sword. It's like an Excalibur type sword.
Okay.
So you've got the sword that's like all powerful. Some other person wants to grab it and take it away and obviously kill with it. And then also you have like an underlying like love story. It's all original from the original movie. Like that the love affair continues on from that movie.
Right.
The sword, the power of the sword continues on. It's just if you substituted Green Destiny with Excalibur, you'd understand it completely.
Oh, yeah.
It's a powerful sword that people are going to war over. And it's that powerful. Like for whatever hands that it falls into, just because it wasn't pulled out of a stone, it's just their version of.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Well, hey, I'll check it out. It's on Netflix. Why not? Netflix on February 26th. Something kind of different. It's kind of obvious, though, why it didn't go into theaters instead of straight to VOD.
It was good to see Jason Scott Lee.
What else is he in?
He was
Soldier?
Yes, Soldier. He was the Asian. Remember, what's Kurt Russell? Yeah, Kurt Russell. He was the Asian nemesis that you had to face. He was the altered.
Right, okay.
But he also played in he was the Jungle Book. He was Mowgli.
Okay.
In the Jungle Book a long time ago.
Soldier was a long time. That's in the 90s.
Yeah, he was not. He was in like 90s.
Wait a moment.
He
So
played.
was he in Mortal
he played-
Kombat?
No, Dragon, the Bruce Lee story.
Oh, that's
Oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah, Dragon the Bruce Lee
He
story.
got
That's his,
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did
Oh,
get
yeah.
bigger.
Yeah, Dragon the Bruce Lee story.
Yeah, he's on the same Michael J. White
Yeah.
macronutrient plan. All right, guys, let us know if you're excited for Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon 2, The Sword of Destiny. Are you a fan of this type of genre? Let us know. Obviously, you can see the Meathead Crew somewhat split. I'm around the line. I like to be entertained, but some strong feelings here on this. We want to hear what you think.
Crouching Tiger sucks!
Please your letters to.
Yeah, you can reach me
And
at Simplicity. That's where you can reach me.
If there's any kung fu masters out there who want to fight Josh,
Oh, don't even get me with the I can take Bruce Lee. That'll be another story. Cause oh my God, the letters.
You know that magic doesn't exist
emails.
in the real world.
The
Right?
email.
Okay.
So you can take Bruce Lee in his prop.
Click that subscribe button so you can see more of our ball busting and over analysis of fictional characters. This is what you signed up for, kids. That's right. Hopefully you like it. We're like this off camera. We're trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Please help us out. So many of you joined on recently. We really appreciate it. Follow us on Twitter at the Hero Lair. We'll be back with you soon. See you.
It's kung fu. It's all kung fu. I can fly from kung fu.